Jetpacks are truly the tool of the robust space station player, and also, well, they're jetpacks, so yeah, everyone knows what a jetpack does. It lets you fly around in space. However, the jetpacks all have weird little nuances between them, and overall, some people I have seen like ninja spawn and not even know how to use a jetpack, so this will cover the differences between the jetpacks, how to use a jetpack, etc. So you have the Syndicate jetpack, the like normal EVA jetpack, and Security jetpack. These are all functionally the same. You then have the mini jetpack, which has less storage of gas than all the other ones. So the Void jetpack, Captain jetpack, and the normal jetpacks all have 5 liters of air storage, where the mini jetpack only has 1.5 liters. So you will have to refuel this one significantly more often. However, this comes at a major upside. Normal jetpacks can either only be used in your hand or on your back slot. So you can't use it on your suit storage and you can't use it on your belt, making them more inconvenient. The mini jetpack can be used on your suit storage, your backpack, or your belt slot. It is very versatile, so you do get a lot less gas overall, but you don't have to give up really any slots that are super important. You can use your suit slot and then just use a double tank, for example. The Void jetpack is a full-size jetpack that has the same luxuries as the mini jetpack. Go in your suit storage, backpack, and belt. So this is the highly sought-after jetpack to steal, especially for Syndicate agents. This is normally on the CE's possession, though. The Captain's jetpack, as you can imagine, also belongs to the Captain. For whatever reason, this is just a reskin of the normal jetpacks, but you can put it in your suit storage and in your back, but you can't put it on your belt. I guess the Captain gets a special clip on their jetpack or whatnot. Oh, and I can't believe I almost forgot these. There are blood red mag boots, which actually have half the storage of a mini jetpack, which has less than 3 times the storage of a normal jetpack. So just to keep in mind, but they are mag boots, and they are jetpacks. Pretty damn useful. All of these jetpacks fly at the same speed and consume the same amount of gas, so it's only the mini jetpack that will run out first because of its lesser storage. Every single jetpack can also be used from your hand slot, and this is a popular option for the normal jetpacks because you can't equip them super conveniently without giving up a backpack, which no player really ever does. To actually fly with a jetpack, you have to be off of a tile. You can't do it on a lattice tile, as say jetpacks can't be used under gravity. So if I fly out into space, you'll have 2 options with your jetpack, either left side of your screen or top left of your screen. There's toggle jetpack, where it looks like a blue jetpack symbol, or one from your internals tank. This doesn't actually let you fly. As you can see, it says toggle internal, so there's only one way to turn on your jetpack. What this does, it means you can actually breathe out of your jetpack as a backup source of air, so you can actually breathe out of your tank and fly at the same time. If for whatever reason you just don't have an oxygen tank, you could use that as a backup. However, that's not recommended, obviously, because you want to save your air in your tank for flying. So once it is toggled on, you just fly around freely. You obviously have momentum to deal with, and as soon as you touch a tile, it will deactivate. So what I recommend doing is move your toggle jetpack action somewhere to like number 2. So the second you step off grid, you can fly, and the second you get back on grid and off grid, it's instantaneous. You do not want to be caught being slow with jetpack usage, and this is usually how people lose space fights, is they'll end up hitting a lattice tile, then run back off the tile like this, and then panic and not turn their jetpack on and become a very easy target to hit. This is honestly one of the most important movement techs in the entire game in order to not lose a space fight, is just literally having a comfortable keybind to turn your jetpack off and on. It sounds stupid, but this is what gets a ton of Syndicate/Security players killed in space, is not having a comfortable keybind for your toggle jetpack. Keep in mind, the moment you drop your jetpack and pick it back up, that will annoyingly rebind itself from your number 2 slot, so if you aren't having it equipped, be very cautious knowing that your keybinds might change. In order to refill your gas tank up, you just have to put it in any type of tank that there is, so you can use a nitrogen tank, oxygen tank, whatever, open it up and then close it, and you'll be able to fly. It's very easy to refuel your jetpack, and you're just off to the races again. So having somewhat nearby access for your jetpack can be pretty helpful. We could watch in real time our pressure drop. You have a pretty long time of fuel without having to refuel in between flights, especially with the big jetpack. As you can imagine, since the mini jetpack is less than 3 times the size total, that one will run out pretty quickly, but you can circle a station several times beforehand. And since I know somebody's going to be questioning this, no, you actually, even though it says you can't use the effects of the jetpack under gravity. Even if the gravity is just straight up gone from the station, it still says you can't use the jetpacks under gravity. So it is based off tiles below you. Also, moths are definitely better with jetpacks than other species. They may not necessarily like gain any flight benefit from it, but they can toggle off their jetpack and kind of drift themselves a lot harder than the other species because of their floatiness in general. So just something worth considering that, yeah, they're not necessarily better, but they're going to have the advantage in space against you with a jetpack, regardless of the actual jetpack speed. That's really it about jetpacks. It's a pretty simple device. Knowing how to use your keybinds more comfortably is a difference between life or death, and even knowing how to use it's important. Thank you for watching.